Okay, so looking at the completed print projects year to date, as Heather mentioned, we have direct revenue and support projects. So the completed ones for 2023 were 878. This is comparing them over year. So the first one in blue is 2019, then 2020, 2021, 22. So for 2023, I feel we're already like almost halfway of what we did last year. So it's 878 for direct revenue and support is 494. For comparing over last year's Q1 and this year's Q1, we have done more projects than last year. The only one that fell a little behind was Crown World. Like Ashley said, some for Crown World we didn't do some RX books, so I'm sure that was some of it, and part of the print stuff we didn't do. But everything else for Gladwell Clinical Education, Gladwell Latin America, and Satellites, it it was a higher number. For the projects that we completed, just so you guys know, we do have some new print projects. We have reprints and then update projects. So separating those by direct revenue and support projects, we have completed new print projects at amount of 232, and then for support was 116. Then looking at the reprint projects, we had 223 for direct revenue and 306 for support projects. Then looking at the update projects, 423 for direct revenue and 72 were support. Looking at the collateral types, the top 5 that we completed were forms coming in at first place. So 161 of those, most of those are forms for the lab. Excuse me. And then for stuffers coming at second place, 134. Flyers are 125, advertisements 123, and then business cards 103. And this is only the first quarter again, so we've completed many projects for this first quarter. Looking over at the top 5 performing print collaterals for that brought in the most new accounts. As Ashley said earlier, her Smith Sterling's Bruxer offer for Pacific Acquisition Stuffer brought in 20. Then Riverside brought in 9 for Bruxer and Comfort Hard Soft General RX books. The Gladwell Prospecting RX book also brought in 9 new accounts. The Bruxer General RX book brought in 8, and that was for Riverside, and then Vegas brought in 8 also for the Bruxer General RX book. Sorry, looking here at the Q1 DMS totals, the ones that brought in, all the direct mail. Looking at the new accounts that we brought in 91. Sorry, I said that sentence wrong, but what I meant is that we brought 91 new accounts with the direct mail schedule projects, then 140 restarts, and then 147 new to product accounts. Separating those by collateral types, for Glidewell, it was 15 new accounts for RX books, 94 restart accounts, and then 95 new to product. Satellites brought in 45 new accounts, 35 restart accounts, and 12 new to product. And for Latin America, we had three new accounts. For postcards, Glidewell brought in 1 restart account and 8 new to product accounts. And then the stuffers, 2 new accounts from Glidewell, 25 new to product accounts. Satellites, that one stuffer that Ashley mentioned brought in 20 new accounts, the 10 restart accounts, and 7 new to product accounts. And then lastly, Latin America, we had 6 new accounts from their stuffers. So this is also a lot of data, and I won't go line by line and number by number, but I do want to point out the ones that did the best, I would think, on the Gladwell mailers. So for the Gladwell Prospecting RX book that we sent out January, February, and March, that one did bring in 14 new accounts, 90 restart accounts, and 63 new to product. 876 accounts redeemed. those RXs. So a customer acquisition cost was 136.
Hey,
Look,
quick question, Maribel. Does
yes.
our acquisition cost, just remind me, does that include the sales? Do we apply the sales to the cost?
Yeah,
Or is
so
it or
I,
is it just the cost divided by the number of
oh,
engagements?
sorry, yeah, just the cost divided by the engagement.
Okay, so you're not counting the revenue as decreasing
No.
it. Yeah, okay. Good.
Yeah, so for the Implant General RX book, that one brought in 1 new account, 4 restarts, and 20 new to product with customer acquisition cost of 90.62. The top 3 Night Guard percentage target RX book brought in 1 new to product, but 66 accounts redeemed, so at 136.49. The Crown Over Implant Variable RX book brought in 11 new to product accounts. 347 did redeem that, bringing that customer acquisition cost at just under $32. And I do want to remind you guys that all of these RX books, not all of them have the coupons have expired yet. So hopefully we will see more come in, and more number like those customer acquisition costs either become lower and hopefully positive on that end. Looking at satellites, that one, we also had some good numbers, but we also have some customer acquisition costs that we need to work on, and that we're hoping again that more RXs are redeemed and sent in for those coupons. So looking at Riverside Spark Surgeon RX book, it brought 8 new accounts, 4 restarts, and 2 new to product. It was a high acquisition cost, but like I said, hopefully it'll come down as the months come by. For the one with the lowest customer acquisition cost is that Riverside's top product variable RX book. With 4 restarts and 1 new to product, 22 accounts have redeemed it, and it's only a customer acquisition cost of 1068. But again, we only sent 135, so that's why the number is also that low. For the one that has a high customer acquisition cost right now is the Bruxer Static General RX book for Digitech. Only 5 accounts have redeemed that, bringing that acquisition cost to 5,124. Then Smith Sterling's had 3 restart accounts and 1 new to product with a customer acquisition cost of 84.27 for those 19 redeemed accounts. And then the one that we're hoping still brings in more customers to lower that customer acquisition cost is the Smith Sterling's Bruxer and Bruxer Static Crown General RX book. And only 3 accounts have redeemed that, which has the customer acquisition cost of over 7,000. Okay, and looking at Q2 RX books that were sending out in April and May, we have 3 RX books going out for Glidewell, 9 for Satellite, and that's combined. For postcards, we have 12 going out for Glidewell and 7 for Satellites, also combined quantity there. Then for May, we have RX books for Glidewell 3 and Satellites 7, postcards for Glidewell 13 and Satellites 9. I don't want to read through all of those, but you guys can take a screenshot or review the recording to read one by one there. So some updates for marketing. I'm sorry, for print marketing. The direct mail schedule is being we're helping the project managers, Amy's team with the direct mail schedule projects, mostly for simple updates or rinse and repeats. And in the future, hopefully we'll also be doing the satellite, helping out the satellite team. For right now, we're only working on the Gladwell ones. So if you guys have any questions on that, let us know. And then our goal is to obviously get these out on time. Quarter 1 has had a lot of projects delayed, but we're hoping that my team will help all these projects go out on time. Rushes, our goal is to have less each month. For the last 3 months, January had 29, February 11 and March 16. Those right now, as of yesterday, actually, the quantity for April is 18. So it's not going quite down for April,
Mm.
but hopefully May and June will be different. Also, another thing we're working on is generic templates for the documents that are regulated. We are hoping to have the templates where they're not just X's everywhere, because I know that that can be confusing of like what information is going to be in certain areas. So it's not only confusing to designers or approvers and regulatory, but we want to like point out exactly what data is going to go in each of those fields. So instead of having X's for a headline, we're gonna go ahead and put like header, and just to not freak out anybody, we're not gonna make anything generic that has a claim or talks about a product. So it's only saying like come visit us this date at this location. We're just gonna put headline because we change that every time we update that document. So for the phone number, sometimes they change. We're gonna just put contact information and not have X out all the time. One of the things that we do run into is that we accidentally add or remove an X, and then we have to provide those justifications in ETQ as to why we added an extra X when it's not something that we should be getting a document rejected in ETQ for. So hopefully this will help align projects to get out faster. And once we have those templates ready, we're going to do training with design leads so that we can train the designers as to what to expect to put on those generic fields.
Any
And then,
quick, sorry,
yes,
Maribel, just on the rushes, is that,
those are
what's
through
a rush?
ETQ. Yeah,
Through
so
ETQ.
those,
So when we ask ETQ, when we ask regulatory to rush something, that's what we're calling a rush?
correct. Yeah, so
Okay.
anything that my team receives and we're like, can you rush it? We need to print it now. One of those are, we're keeping track of those, and hopefully we'll lower the quantities each month. Yeah, so for the updates, there is going to be a postage increase in July. So we'll get better details as we get closer to Q2, or I mean, sorry, the end of Q2. And then for working with LSC, which is now Cody Collective, or the Chairside Magazine and Glidewell catalog qualified for the 5% postage discount.
Nice.
So as long as we print it and ship it out by July 31st, we'll be fine. So no more changes to the catalog. That's my presentation. If you guys have any questions, let me know.